How do you make normal happen in your sex life, in your marriage? Last week we talked about a normal sex life and what it looks like. But how do you make normal happen in your sex life, in your marriage? When? Where? What are your obstacles? Will it always be spontaneous? Will it always be scheduled? Will it be some combination of both of those? One very frustrating thing for couples is after they do the hard work of coming to agreement on frequency, is getting thrown off track by hurdles or obstacles. For us, the first hurdle was one that many couples face: babies. After 5 years of marriage, we were ready for our family to grow. We loved having a baby in our lives and embraced the changes that came with that. But sex, it became a challenge. I'd ask Nancy at bedtime if she wanted to have sex, and she'd say yes, and she'd fall asleep before I could get my clothes off. Seriously. The energy that had always been there for sex was now often difficult to find. And I got frustrated. And she hated that I was frustrated, but we were in a totally new season of marriage. The key for me was to realize that it would not last forever. It was a season. And when I accepted that fact, it made the difference. We talked about adjustments that we needed to make together. Our frequency changed, but once we talked about it, our quality didn't suffer. It was dealing with expectations and making them realistic for this season of our marriage. We learned to talk more, plan more, and embrace the changes. We were more aware of opportunities that we needed to take advantage of, like kids' naps, when they had overnights with grandparents, or when they got older with friends, showers in the morning. Over the years, there have been other hurdles that came with different seasons. Schedules. Our schedules were so busy, especially as the kids got more active. And learning how to say no to certain things so we could have time together. Health issues, we had some of those. Nancy had endometriosis, and that caused pain sometimes in sex. And we found some really good doctors to help walk us through this season. I've had times of lower libido and stress and depression, and those things can affect our sex life. The key for each of us in each season was taking the time to listen and understand each other. We had to talk about the hurdles and not ignore them. We had to listen, be empathetic, be non-judgmental. Listening, empathy, being non-judgmental. How important those are. We had to grow through these together as a team. And when we did, our sex life during and on the side of these hurdles was better, and our marriage grew. I know some of you have tried before. Things didn't go well. I get it. Others think they just can't bring up the subject of sex. So if you really want to have everything in your sex life that you dreamed of, you've got to get past the excuses. The two of you have to talk about it, and more importantly, you have to really listen to each other. This is not a win-lose conversation. It has to be a win, win, win. You, your spouse, your marriage. I know, it takes work, but the rewards, they are worth it. If this 6-week series has been helpful to you already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Awesome Marriage, if you haven't already done that. Tune in next week for part 5 as we look at ways to have better sex in your marriage.